People have been talking about Attack on Titan lately, and if you want to watch Attack on Titan as well as old and new anime, the best place to do it is Verve, and you can try it for 30 free days. The link is down below, vrv.co/geekdom. Try it out. It's owned by Crunchyroll, so you're going to get the best anime, but also it's partnered with Funimation, so you get dubbed and subbed anime, plus you get a handful of American cartoons. They are constantly updating this thing, and the best part is, it doesn't crash. It never gives me issues. Check out Verve. Try it for free right now. So a little while ago, we did a video talking about the possible battle between Jiren and Broly. Now I want to talk about a fight that we may actually see, or that's more likely to be seen, in the Dragon Ball Super movie coming out in December, Dragon Ball Super Broly. And that is Kale versus Broly. And we're going to discuss the fight because it could actually happen. And it's funny because when Kale was first introduced in that Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power promo, everybody called her the female Broly or the girl Broly. You know, I did videos on it. It was a pretty big deal. And now, a year later or so, a little more than a year later, we now have male Kale, aka actual Broly, coming into Dragon Ball Super. What I find very interesting about this is the fact that Toriyama and Toei began working on this movie a year ago when this arc was first coming out. So they already knew when they introduced Kale that Broly would be part of the Dragon Ball Super movie. They already knew then, and that's kind of a trip to think about. So I want to discuss the possibility of this fight and what the connection may be between Kale and Broly in this film. So introducing my guest, he was here for the last video. Welcome back, MJ. Hey, MJ.
Hey, man. How are you?
It feels like we just talked a few minutes ago.
Right, it does.
Yeah, but we didn't. Or maybe we did. Who knows? Anyways, so let's talk about Kale Broly. So obviously the idea behind Kale was that Kale was going to be, you know, some people called it canonized Broly, but that's not a good, I mean, now we're really getting that. It's people, you know, thinking that Toei introduced that character, and we know it was not Toriyama's idea. That was confirmed in an interview. You know, Toei introduced that character to try to capitalize on Broly's popularity. And she's just like Broly in the sense that she looks like Broly and she has the big muscles and the power. But now we actually have the actual Broly, or at least a new version, Toriyama's reboot of Broly. Now, during the fight with Kale, I think it was episode 100, Vegeta makes a remark about Kale possibly having the Saiyan's true power. This is when she transformed into what we now know as the Berserk form, Super Saiyan Berserk. How do you think this ties into Broly? Because remember, originally Broly had his own exclusive transformation called Legendary Super Saiyan, which it is an actual transformation in the guidebooks, but Kale has her own too. I don't think they're the same, but there may be a tie-in now with the movie coming out.
I think one of the biggest things about Kale was that it was never really explained why she was so strong. With Caulifla, it was told by everybody who could say it, that she was a prodigy, she had a whole bunch of potential, so, okay, that explains why she was able to go Super Saiyan so quickly, I guess, right? With Kale, it's kind of like she just brought out this Berserk form out of nowhere, and I think that's one of the big things about this film that I'm happy about, is that hopefully when they talk about going into the origins and diving into this whole backstory of the Frieza race, or not the Frieza race, excuse me, of Frieza and the Saiyans, I'm kind of hoping that maybe this will shed some light on it, what exactly Kale is, what exactly that form is. I don't know if this Saiyan is gonna have Berserk or if he's gonna have Legendary. Like, I don't know if Broly's gonna actually have that, but he does have green aura in the trailer, you know, that we...
Yeah, which remember, when that trailer first dropped, there were some people who were saying that Broly, that was Broly because of the green aura. And I remember a lot of us were like, no, it's not. It's just green aura.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily have to be. Boy, we look stupid, don't we? There's probably some kid right now screaming, "I told you so," running around his backyard, you know, talking about how happy he is. But
I was right. Geekdom was wrong. I was kidding.
I've been wrong a few times, bro. It's not a big deal. But I mean, come on. I think most of us, I would say about 95% of the fandom never expected Broly to come back in a movie that Toriyama's writing. I don't know anybody who would have thought that was going to happen.
Right.
And it's happening.
Right.
So when it comes to Kale and that whole thing, you know, obviously we've talked about this before, you know, in the past, a while back actually. Universe 6 Saiyans are usually predisposed to having stronger power-ups. Now, is it a writing crutch? Yeah, I mean, Caulifla did get very strong in a short period of time. So did Kale. Very, very strong. It's just Toriyama scaling people up, or Toei, or whatever the case is. But now, that explanation made sense. Now with Broly, like we talked about in the Jiren video, Broly has to be significantly more powerful than the Dragon Ball Z version of Broly. In fact, we're going to have to refer to them as Super Broly and Z Broly because they're not even the same character from what we know from Toriyama. So, the question I have, because I've seen some people bring this up, is they think that this Broly may be from Universe 6 and possibly have some kind of tie-in with that. Like, would that be a fair explanation as far as his power goes?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that would be one of the better things to do, is to introduce this, I guess, Super Broly, right? This reboot of Broly into the franchise as a character from Universe 6. I think that would be kind of awesome, because that also opens the door, Danny, to seeing characters like Kaba, like Caulifla, and like Kale, who we could possibly see throw hands with this new Broly. And also, for all the Hit fans out there like Dino and Mark, our boys over there, they can get Hit, maybe a cameo from Hit. I think that'd be kind of badass, So having Hit from Universe 6, I think, is overall a better move, because you just open the door to having these other characters. And if it's a movie about Broly and about the Saiyans and the history of the Saiyans, why not throw as many freaking Super Saiyans in the basket as you can, right? Why not capitalize on this? I think that'd be kind of badass,
I mean, I feel like, I don't know about you, but I before they even announced Broly, I knew, well, I didn't know, but I had a feeling that they were going to be a part of this movie in one way or another. Talking about Kaba, Kale, and Caulifla. Again, we don't have confirmation of this, but I think they will be, because, if the movie's all about Saiyans, like you said, and they're really pushing that race, you got to have everybody. I mean, I'm also expecting to see, like, King Vegeta and Bardock in the movie when it comes to flashbacks.
Right.
Not current stuff, yeah. So I'm expecting all kinds of cameos of different Saiyans. I mean, for all we know, Tarble might actually come back. We haven't heard of that character in a while. Like, there's a lot of possibilities. So the idea of Kale versus Broly happening in this movie, I think, is not only likely, but probably probable in this case. Because just the idea of them going toe-to-toe and interacting, it's kind of like when we first saw Kale, like, what would happen if Kale interacted with Frieza, or if Kale interacted with Goku? And we got that. Same thing here. What's going to happen when Broly meets essentially the copycat character to his original version and they fight? Now, obviously, I have a weird feeling that Broly, if he does fight Kale in this movie, is going to thrash her, because like we talked about, the scale is going to go up. But I do wonder if Broly's going to have her form, and if that's the case, if he's able to have her form, the Berserk form, and compete with Goku and Vegeta at Blue, or maybe even at Master Ultra Instinct, does that mean that there's a possibility, that with training, Kale might surpass Jiren?
I think that is a possibility, because if they go that route, like you said, and they have, Broly thrash, Kale, Caulifla, Goku, Vegeta, and just putting them on this pedestal where they have to use something stronger than Blue, like Evolution or UI, right? Then
I think we'll see both of them. I really do. I think we'll see both of them in the movie.
And if they're gonna need that to defeat Broly, remember, guys, this is Goku and Vegeta post Tournament of Power. This is gonna be characters that are post Tournament of Power. So
that's right.
If you have Broly thrashing these guys, then I think that does open the door for Kale to reach that level, and also for Caulifla and Kaba, because even though they won't have the Berserk form, going off of the personality of Caulifla that we got in the tournament, she's going to want to be by Kale's side. She's going to want to reach that level of power. So if they hint to us that Broly is this powerful, then I do think that Caulifla and Kale can reach that level. And specifically Kale, they can reach that level through training, through Zenkais, or whatever other method. It's definitely out of the realm of impossibility.
No, and it's gonna trigger some people. I know it is. And I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if we find out that this set legendary power that she has is one that can make you that strong, like, and again, one of the things that does irritate me about modern Dragon Ball storytelling is that they're always, like, retconning stuff all the time. Now, obviously, if you're a fan of, like, American comics, you already know this, but, like, for Dragon Ball, like, Toriyama's always done retcons, tons, but I feel like we're getting too many of them now, because We're going to get another retcon of the Saiyan, history. We're going to get basically Broly being retconned or rebooted. We've seen other retcons, and I feel like if now we suddenly find out that Broly was, frozen in ice or whatever this whole time, I don't know, man. That's just a weird. It's just a little contrived, to be honest with you. But I mean, again, it's Dragon Ball. What can you really say? So overall, I think that there is going to be a scene in the film where Broly will fight. Actually, I think he might actually fight Kale, Caulifla, and Kaba at the same time. I think that would be a good mid-movie fight to show how strong he is. And then by the end, of course, we'll get the Goku Vegeta fight against him. Maybe even Frieza being involved. But I think Broly will thrash Kale in this movie. But it's funny because if Kale fought Broly from Z, she would destroy him easily.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Just going off of what Kale did in Tournament of Power, I think people really do forget just how strong Kale is. Yeah, I understand Goku was suppressed in the tournament for 95% of it, except for when he was fighting, the Pride Troopers and stuff. This, Kale, she tanked a Kamehameha from a suppressed Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and then was swapping hands with Super Saiyan God Goku post UI. So it's she's definitely up there in terms of power, and to have Broly come in, like you said, either in the beginning or midway and just thrash all three of them at the same time, on some gutter shit, then I mean, that right then and there just shows how powerful this modern era Broly would be,
Yes, that tells you everything you know. Check out MJ. I'll leave a link to his channel down below as always, and leave your comments about your thoughts on the possibility of a Broly versus Kale battle in the movie, because I think that we talked about Jiren versus Kale. I think Broly versus Kale is even more likely than Jiren versus Broly. We talked about that. I think Kale versus Broly is way more likely to happen, and I think it will happen. If I was a betting man, I would be, but I've been wrong before because I never thought we were ever going to see Broly again. I thought that was just going to be a Heroes thing, and that's it. Who knows? Thanks for being here, though.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, we'll talk to y'all later.